A man has been sentenced to 13 years in prison after being found guilty of conspiring with 5 others to con dozens of investors out of millions of pounds. Michael Nascimento ran a call centre where investors were offered shares in fraudulent companies, but instead he spent some of the proceeds of the crime on private school fees for his daughter, Arsenal season tickets and a trip to Thorpe Park. Andy Verity reports.
A cruel, callous swindler counts his ill-gotten gains. For 4 years, Michael Nascimento ran a so-called boiler room, a call centre where high-pressure sales tactics are used to get investors, many of them elderly and vulnerable, to buy shares in companies with plausible-sounding names like Morgan Forbes or Wahlberg Dillian Reed. Some lost everything.
I put in about $45,000 between me and my mother. My mother sold the family home.
Dave, not his real name, was conned out of his life savings, and his mother was also a victim.
He was great at lying. That was one thing. Really good at lying.
They were promising investors a property development involving 20 villas opposite a Nick Faldo designed golf course, and supported by global banks and global hotel chains, none of which was true, pack of lies, and investors fell for it.
Glossy brochures promised to double your money, sent from a real address. Docklands Business Centre. That sounds respectable, doesn't it? Like Canary Wharf, where all those well-known banks are. In fact, the Docklands Business Centre is here, in a modest residential area 15 minutes walk from Canary Wharf. 4 years ago, the regulators raided these offices, and even while they were here, the fraudsters were trying to hide the evidence. While investigators were downstairs, in other offices upstairs, Nascimento's personal assistant, Janine Lewis, climbed on a chair and hoisted a computer into a ceiling panel. She later told investigators it was part of a clear desk policy. Last week, she was sentenced to 2.5 years for assisting in the fraud. SCA investigators later found the money had gone into cars, school fees and a trip to Thorpe Park, where this picture was taken. Today, Michael Nascimento wept as the judge condemned his actions and sent him to join 5 co-conspirators behind bars. Andy Verity, BBC News, Southwark Crown Court.